Addressing the organization design.
The first problem with procedures focusing on comparing competence models with test results is their oversimplified view of the person. Although typically described as a personnel development instrument, potential assessment should be established at the interface between organization and person. In so doing, the artificial division between personnel development and organizational development should itself be critically scrutinized. In order to be at all meaningfully designed, potential assessment requires an intensive examination of and careful engagement with the context of the entire organization and its future. Thus, linking potential assessment and development with the organization requires a conceptual model and a practical approach that bridges the disciplines of human resource management and organization development. In recent years, organization development researchers and practitioners became increasingly aware of the need to develop an understanding of the interrelationships among work on strategy, organizational structures, process management, and human resource management. A concept which specifically refers to the links between strategy, structures and human resource management is currently broadly discussed under the term organization design. Galbraith, 2002, 2009, Kessler and Cates, 2011. While organization development focuses primarily on the process to achieve change based on the understanding of the organization as a social system, organization design works out the elements of the organization and leadership tasks in creating structures and processes. Following Galbraith, 2002, 2009, the organization design concept deals with the interconnection and simultaneity in the development of organizations in 5 dimensions: strategy, structure, processes, human resources and reward systems. This so-called in-star model of organization design argues that overemphasizing one single dimension brings unbalanced results and limits organizational effectiveness. As all these dimensions are nowadays accounted to specialized functions within organizations, this results in isolation between the different initiatives within the organization. Organization design processes focus on creating models of organization and on reconnecting the different initiatives and their inherent logics through lateral coordinating mechanisms. In summary, organization design provides a conceptual framework and a set of instruments to model a desired organization, but it requires organization development in the process of designing as well as implementing the desired form of the organization. Thus, organization development and organization design can be seen as the two sides of a coin when organizations are undergoing significant change in multidimensional areas. Although a strategy-based human resource approach reached a common understanding in the professional community, we can see in practice that many organizations, especially in Europe, are struggling with the alignment of human resources, HR, corporate strategy and organization development. One reason for this lies in the overestimation of standardized HR instruments, which promise to work just as implemented. Cates, 2008. However, company examples show that it brings a big shift in HR, when line managers and strategic task forces really start to engage in HR through experimenting, learning and practice. See also Chung Judge and Hilbeck, 2011. Of all things, it is specifically potential analysis which is usually, with regard both to organization and to content, realized as a separate activity, and also those forms which relate to explicit job specifications do not adequately realize that these mostly do not correspond to a future-oriented specific organizational reality. However, when the top management starts to incorporate potential assessment and development as a core task, things begin to move. HR is then more lively integrated in strategic initiatives and corporate development, under Martziner, 2011. On the organizational level, therefore, the following questions are crucial to potential assessment. What is the core reason for being of the organization? How does the organization's organizational design look at present? Where are there currently contradictions in the design, which must be dealt with? What are the primary benefits, which the function should yield. In and between which business processes is this person active? Without understanding strategy, where is the organization going? And business practices which are necessary for its realization, what are the primary activities which should result in the realization of this strategy? Any potential assessment is left hanging. Potential assessment is, in this sense, an advisory service at the interface of organization and person. Without an appropriate understanding of core questions of organizational development and design, it withers away to a selective evaluation of people by means of the appraiser's own methods or theoretical constructs.